Have you ever felt trapped in a whirlwind of thoughts that never seem to end? We live in an age where mental noise is everywhere, making it increasingly difficult to find peace and clarity. But what if I told you that there was a way to calm this internal storm and take control of your thoughts? Stay with me until the end of this video, because I'm going to show you the secrets to be the key to detoxifying your mind and transforming your life. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. This helps to continue creating valuable content like this, and together we will explore the best strategies for a more serene and balanced life. Mental detox is the process of clearing the mind of negative thoughts, constant anxieties and unnecessary worries that can keep us trapped in a cycle of stress. In a world where we are constantly bombarded by information and stimuli, our minds easily become overwhelmed, affecting our ability to focus and make clear decisions. Mental detox appears as a solution to regain balance and create space for healthier thoughts. By detoxifying your mind, you allow yourself to feel clarity, peace, and focus again. Without the weight of repetitive thoughts, it is possible to rediscover the ability to live in the present moment and deal better with daily challenges. This practice helps strengthen your mental health, making you more resilient in the face of everyday pressures. Furthermore, it brings direct benefits to your emotional well-being, such as reduced anxiety and a greater sense of control over your own life. It is essential to understand that mental detox is not a luxury, but a necessity in modern times. Mental overload can lead to profound emotional exhaustion, even interfering with physical health. Therefore, practicing mental detox not only improves your quality of life, but also offers you the opportunity to reconnect with your goals and emotions in a more authentic way. Toxic thoughts are those that trap us in negative patterns and consume our emotional energy. They often come in the form of self-criticism, constant comparisons with other people, and exaggerated worries about the future. Identifying them is the first step towards an effective mental detox, as only by recognizing these patterns can we begin to transform them. It's important to notice how these thoughts affect your emotional and physical state. Toxic thoughts can increase stress levels, make it difficult to sleep, and even affect the way you relate to other people. Recognizing that these ideas arise automatically does not mean that we need to let ourselves be dominated by them. Instead, we can use this awareness to take control. A powerful technique is to keep a mental diary, writing down the negative thoughts that appear throughout the day. This helps to understand the triggers that cause these ideas to arise and, thus, develop strategies to neutralize them. Over time, you become more aware of what is draining your energy and can redirect your thoughts to something more positive and constructive. Self-criticism, when excessive, can become a barrier to personal growth. It prevents us from recognizing our achievements and valuing our qualities, focusing our attention only on mistakes and imperfections. Harsh self-judgment creates a mindset of constant dissatisfaction, which can make us doubt our worth and potential. To deal with this self-criticism, it is essential to learn to practice self-compassion. This means treating yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend in difficult times. Recognize your failures, but without punishing yourself for them. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, try to understand what can be improved and see this as a learning opportunity. Another way to combat self-judgment is to reset your expectations. We are often too critical because we set unrealistic goals for ourselves. Adjusting your expectations to something more achievable can bring significant relief and make space for you to celebrate the small victories along the way. Change begins when we stop judging ourselves so harshly and start valuing our efforts. Accelerated thinking is one of the great enemies of a healthy mind. It keeps us in a constant state of alert, where the mind never stops processing scenarios and concerns. This frantic pace of thoughts can lead to mental exhaustion and make it more difficult to concentrate on everyday tasks. Slowing down is essential to regain control over your own mind. An effective technique for slowing down is the practice of intentional pauses. Take a few minutes throughout the day to simply stop and breathe deeply. This simple act of disconnecting from the frenetic pace and focusing on your own breathing helps calm the mind and brings a sense of presence. These are moments when you give your brain a break, allowing it to reorganize itself. Additionally, reducing your intake of excessive information can help slow down your thinking. Challenge yourself to turn off cell phone notifications for a few hours or limit your time on social media. By creating a calmer environment without as many interruptions, you give your mind the space it needs to relax and regroup. This balance is fundamental for those looking for a fuller and more conscious life. Our mental environment has a direct impact on how we feel and react to the world around us. Negative thoughts and accumulated stress can create a heavy mental environment, making it difficult to find motivation and joy in daily activities. A healthy mental environment, on the other hand, promotes inner peace and clarity, allowing you to face challenges more lightly. The quality of life improves significantly when we work to clear our mind of toxic thoughts and patterns that limit us. This helps us develop a more positive outlook and feel greater satisfaction in the little things in everyday life. Having a healthy mental environment is like having a well-tended garden. Flowers grow when the weeds are removed and the soil is nourished. Creating a lighter mental environment takes effort, but the results are rewarding. Practices such as meditation, moments of reflection, and self-knowledge are powerful tools for improving the quality of your thoughts. By adopting these practices, you notice that your energy improves, your relationships become more authentic, and life, in general, becomes more balanced. Stress is the body's natural response to challenging situations, but when it becomes chronic, it can cause serious damage to our mental health. Fortunately, there are simple and effective techniques for calming the mind in moments of tension. By applying these strategies in your daily life, you can reduce the impacts of stress and create a calmer routine. One of the most accessible techniques is diaphragmatic breathing. By inhaling deeply through your nose, filling your abdomen with air, and exhaling slowly through your mouth, you send signals to your nervous system to slow down. This simple exercise helps calm the mind, reducing feelings of anxiety and bringing a greater sense of control over emotions. Another powerful technique is the practice of grounding, where you focus your attention on specific physical sensations, like feeling the texture of an object or the temperature of the water in your hands. This helps bring the mind back to the present, reducing the intensity of anxious thoughts. With these practices, it becomes easier to stay calm and face the challenges of the day with more serenity. Mindfulness is a powerful technique for bringing the mind back to the present and reducing the impact of anxious thoughts. By focusing on the current moment, you learn to observe your thoughts and emotions without letting them dominate you. This allows you to better deal with stress, reacting in a more calm and controlled way in the face of adversity. Incorporating mindfulness into your daily life doesn't have to be complicated. Simple practices such as paying attention to your breathing, walking with focus on your steps, or even enjoying a meal with full attention are ways of training your mind to live in the now. Each of these practices helps create a feeling of calm, making everyday life lighter and more enjoyable. Over time, mindfulness transforms the way you relate to your own thoughts, reducing the intensity of negative patterns and promoting a more serene mind. By practicing regularly, you will discover a new way of facing daily challenges, maintaining calm even in pressure situations. One of the biggest challenges for mental health is learning to let go of what is not in our control. We often become attached to situations, people, and problems that we simply cannot change, generating frustration and anxiety. Knowing how to identify what is beyond our reach is essential to achieving a lighter and calmer mind. When we stop trying to control what is out of our hands, we make space to focus on the things we can truly influence. This shift in focus not only reduces the feeling of powerlessness, but also increases our sense of accomplishment and control over our lives. It is a process of liberation that allows us to live more fully and without so much weight. Practicing the art of letting go involves a shift in mindset. It means accepting that not everything depends on us, and that some situations will take their course regardless of our efforts. By adopting this stance, you become more resilient, learning to adapt to changes without losing your inner peace. Cultivating positive thoughts does not mean ignoring problems, but rather choosing to look at them from a more constructive perspective. Positive thoughts have the power to transform the way we face challenges and help us maintain motivation even in difficult times. This habit can be developed with simple practices that make all the difference. One way to start is to replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Whenever you notice a self-defeating thought arising, try to reframe it in a more encouraging way. For example, instead of thinking, "I can never do anything right," try, "I'm getting better every day." This subtle shift alters the way you perceive yourself and your challenges. Another practice is to cultivate daily gratitude. Writing down 3 things you're grateful for every day helps you focus on the good in your life rather than just the difficulties. Over time, this creates a more positive and optimistic mindset, helping to build a growth mindset that drives personal development. Breathing is a powerful tool for combating anxiety. In times of stress, our breathing tends to become short and rapid, increasing the feeling of panic. On the other hand, breathing slowly and deeply helps calm the nervous system and reduces the physical symptoms of anxiety, such as palpitations and muscle tension. An effective technique is diaphragmatic breathing, where you slowly inhale through your nose, filling your belly with air, and exhale through your mouth, emptying your abdomen. This type of breathing stimulates the parasympathetic system, responsible for relaxing the body. In just a few minutes, you can already feel a significant difference in your sense of calm. Practicing conscious breathing daily is a simple way to keep anxiety under control, even in pressure situations. Every time you feel overwhelmed, pause, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Over time, this practice becomes an automatic habit that helps you face challenges with a calmer mind. Establishing a healthy mental routine doesn't have to be complicated or require hours of practice. Just 5 minutes a day can make a big difference in how you deal with your thoughts and emotions. The key is to use this time consciously, turning your attention to practices that promote well-being and balance. A quick and effective practice is guided meditation. There are apps and videos that offer short-term meditations, ideal for those with a busy routine. In just a few minutes, you can calm your mind and recharge your energy for the rest of the day. This helps you maintain concentration and face challenges with more serenity. Another tip is to start the day with positive affirmations. Taking a few minutes to repeat phrases that reinforce your confidence and goals can be a real boost to your mindset. With just 5 minutes of dedication, you can start building a routine that promotes mental detoxification and personal development, transforming the way you see the world. In such a noisy world, we underestimate the power that silence can have on our minds. Moments of stillness are essential for processing emotions and organizing thoughts. Without these breaks, the mind becomes overloaded and we lose the ability to see clearly what really matters. Taking a few minutes a day to be silent, away from electronic devices and distractions, allows you to reconnect with yourself. This time helps reduce stress, improve creativity, and find solutions to problems that previously seemed too complicated. Silence is like a balm that calms the mind and rejuvenates the spirit. Incorporating these moments into your daily routine can be simple. When you wake up, before bed, or during a break at work. The important thing is to allow yourself this disconnection from the outside world, to listen to yourself. Silence is a powerful form of self-knowledge and helps us find answers that are often within us. Meditation is an ancient practice that has been gaining more and more space in people's lives due to its countless benefits for mental health. If you're a beginner and still don't know where to start, don't worry. Meditation can be simple and accessible. All you need is a few minutes and a quiet space to focus on your breathing. Start by closing your eyes and paying attention to the air going in and out of your lungs. Don't worry about not thinking about anything. Instead, let thoughts come and go, like clouds in the sky. This practice helps calm the mind and reduce anxiety, creating a sense of peace that extends to other areas of life. Over time, you can try other types of meditation, such as guided meditation or visualization. The important thing is to find what works best for you and make it a habit. Little by little, meditation becomes a powerful tool for detoxifying the mind and developing a state of inner balance. Social media has become an integral part of our daily lives, but the impact it has on our mental health is often ignored. Constant access to news and comparison with the lives of others can increase feelings of inadequacy and anxiety. This excessive exposure creates invisible pressure that affects how we perceive ourselves and relate to the world. Spending hours scrolling through your social media feed can fuel a cycle of negative comparison and insecurity. It's easy to get lost in the unrealistic expectations that are often projected online, forgetting that each post is just a fraction of someone's life. This can lead to a distorted view of yourself and a constant search for external validation. Developing a more conscious use of social media is essential to protect mental health. Setting times to access these platforms and being selective about the profiles you follow are some ways to create a healthier digital environment. By setting limits, you allow yourself to focus more on yourself and less on the expectations imposed by the virtual world. Digital disconnection is an increasingly necessary practice in a hyper-connected world. We are constantly exposed to notifications, messages, and information, which overloads our mind and leaves us in a constant state of alert. Taking moments to disconnect from electronic devices is essential to give our mind a breather and rebalance our energies. During these moments of disconnection, our mind has a chance to relax and process the accumulated information. This helps us reduce stress and anxiety, improving sleep quality and our ability to concentrate. Digital disconnection can be as simple as taking an hour a day to be away from your cell phone or dedicating an entire day to digital rest. Practicing digital disconnection regularly does not mean abandoning technology, but rather using it more consciously. By choosing when and how to interact with the online world, you take back control over what consumes your attention. This practice has a direct positive impact on your quality of life, allowing you to feel more present and connected with the real world. Gratitude is one of the most powerful practices for transforming the way we see the world. When we focus on the positive things in our lives, we begin to change our state of mind and perceive things more lightly. Practicing gratitude helps detoxify the mind, moving us away from negativity and bringing more optimism to our daily lives. A simple way to start is to make a habit of writing down 3 things you are grateful for every day. They don't have to be great achievements. They can be small moments, like hot coffee in the morning, a meeting with a friend, or a smile received. Over time, this practice changes the way you perceive situations, making your mind focus on the good. Gratitude also helps us to deal better with difficulties as it teaches us to find something positive even in the most challenging situations. When we cultivate this more generous outlook on life, we become more resilient and prepared to face the ups and downs of everyday life. Gratitude is an antidote to stress and an invitation to live more lightly. Mental noise is made up of all those thoughts that distract, worry, and consume our energy without really adding anything positive. It could be excessive worries, internal criticism, memories of the past, or even thoughts about the future. This noise creates mental pollution that makes it difficult to concentrate and takes us away from the present. To identify these thoughts, you need to pay attention to what occupies your mind during the day. Whenever you find yourself distracted or stuck in a worry, pause and reflect on the usefulness of that thought. Ask yourself, is this helping me in any way, or is it just increasing my anxiety? This awareness is the first step to starting to eliminate the noise. Eliminating mental noise involves practicing replacing negative thoughts with more constructive ideas. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, try to imagine positive scenarios or practical solutions to problems. Over time, your mind becomes quieter and more focused, allowing you to deal with situations in a clearer and more balanced way. Worry is a feeling that we all know well, but which often ends up being unproductive. Instead of helping us solve problems, it can leave us paralyzed, not knowing where to start. Transforming worry into practical action is essential to detoxify the mind and prevent worries from taking over us. The first step is to identify the root of your concern. Ask yourself, what exactly is making me anxious? By defining the cause of the problem, you can start thinking about concrete solutions. This involves creating a simple action plan where you break the problem down into small steps that can be tackled one at a time. Another important point is to accept that not everything is in our control and focus on what can be done. By directing your energy towards practical actions, you reduce the feeling of powerlessness and increase your confidence to face challenges. This process helps transform anxiety into motivation, generating more positive results and at the same time, clearing your mind of useless worries. Learning to say no is one of the most important skills to protect your mental health. We often feel pressured to accept responsibilities and commitments that are not really important to us just to please others. However, this attitude can lead us to exhaustion, increasing stress and a feeling of overload. Saying no respectfully is a way to set healthy boundaries and preserve your energy for what really matters. It's not about being selfish, but about understanding that you can't dedicate yourself to everything at once without harming your own well-being. Setting your priorities and communicating your limits clearly helps create a more balanced and less stressful environment. By saying no to what doesn't add value to your life, you make space to focus on activities that truly contribute to your growth and happiness. This practice is essential to avoid emotional exhaustion and maintain a routine that is aligned with your goals. Learning to use no as a protective tool is an essential step on the path to mental detox and personal development. Mental overload in the workplace is an increasingly common problem that can directly affect productivity and well-being. Pressure for results, tight deadlines, and the constant need to multitask are some of the factors that contribute to this burnout. Learning to better manage your activities and create moments of pause is essential to reduce this overload. An effective strategy is the Pomodoro technique, which consists of dividing work time into blocks of 25 minutes, followed by a 5-minute break. This method helps you stay focused and productive, as well as allowing your mind to rest between tasks. Another tip is to prioritize the most important activities, avoiding overloading yourself with smaller tasks that can be delegated or postponed. It is essential to create clear boundaries between work and personal life, disconnecting from professional obligations outside of working hours. Setting specific times to respond to emails and work messages can help you maintain a healthier and more balanced routine, protecting your mind from constant overload. Simplicity is a powerful ally for those seeking inner peace and mental balance. In a world full of distractions and stimuli, we often get carried away by the need to accumulate things and commitments. This creates an excess of demands that can overload the mind. Simplifying means reducing what is unnecessary to focus on what really matters. One of the ways to simplify life is to let go of objects that are no longer useful and organize the spaces around them. A cleaner and more organized environment helps to create a sense of order in the mind as well. Furthermore, simplifying your choices, such as reducing the number of social commitments and focusing on activities that bring true satisfaction, is a path to a more peaceful routine. Adopting a simpler lifestyle does not mean giving up comfort, but rather choosing more consciously where to invest your time and energy. By focusing on what brings meaning to you, you can create a routine that is more aligned with your values and achieve a calmer, more serene state of mind. Focusing on the present is one of the most challenging skills to develop, but also one of the most transformative. We often hold on to the past, reliving situations and emotions that are no longer part of our reality. This habit can prevent us from appreciating what is happening now and seeing new opportunities. Letting go of the past does not mean ignoring past experiences, but rather learning to deal with them in a healthy way. It is important to recognize what happened, learn the lessons, and move on. Practicing full attention or mindfulness is an excellent way to train the mind to return to the present whenever it gets lost in old memories. By focusing on the here and now, you discover a new way of living, where each moment has its own value and purpose. This helps ease anxiety and find joy in the little things. Remember that the past is a place of learning, but the present is where life really happens. Visualization is a simple but extremely effective technique for reducing stress and improving focus. It's about creating positive mental images that help the mind calm down and visualize solutions to challenges. This practice is used by athletes, business people, and people who seek to remain calm in times of pressure. One way to use visualization is to imagine a peaceful, safe place, such as a beach, a mountain, or a garden, and allow yourself to feel the sensations of that environment. Breathing deeply while visualizing these scenarios helps relax your body and mind. This creates a mental break that makes it easier to recover after a busy day. You can use visualization to prepare for challenging situations, such as an important meeting or a difficult decision. Imagine yourself going through these situations calmly and confidently, and visualize the results you want to achieve. This practice helps reduce anxiety and increase self-confidence, providing a clearer and more focused mind. The process of personal transformation is long and often challenging. In moments of uncertainty, it is common to doubt the path we have chosen and question whether we are really evolving. Learning to trust the process is essential to maintaining motivation and moving forward, even when results don't appear immediately. Trusting the process means accepting that personal growth involves ups and downs, and that each step brings valuable learning. It's important to remember that the most significant changes happen gradually, like a plant that needs time to grow. By accepting this reality, you become more patient with yourself and less likely to give up in the face of difficulties. One way to strengthen this confidence is to celebrate small, everyday achievements. Every advance, no matter how small it may seem, is a sign that you are on the right path. When you look back and realize how much you have progressed, you gain the necessary motivation to continue and keep your mind focused on long-term goals. Small daily habits have transformative power when it comes to personal development and mental detox. Repeating simple actions, like taking a few minutes to breathe deeply or writing down positive thoughts, can have a big impact on your mental health over time. The sum of these small habits creates a self-care routine that strengthens the mind and spirit. An example of this is the habit of starting the day with a moment of gratitude, where you reflect on 3 things you are grateful for. This simple exercise helps change the perspective with which you face the day, bringing more lightness and optimism. Likewise, taking 5 minutes before bed to meditate or relax with deep breathing can improve sleep quality and reduce accumulated stress. These small habits accumulate and little by little transform your mindset and the way you deal with challenges. Don't underestimate the power of small changes. By adopting them consistently, you will notice a big difference in your way of thinking and your quality of life. One of the biggest sources of anxiety and stress is trying to live up to other people's expectations. The search for approval and recognition can lead us to follow paths that do not reflect who we really are. Freeing yourself from these expectations is an essential step towards finding true inner peace and living authentically. Living your truth means being in tune with your own values and goals, without letting yourself be excessively influenced by external opinions. This does not mean being indifferent to what others think, but rather being clear about what is important to you. When you put aside external pressures, your mind becomes lighter and you gain freedom to dedicate yourself to what really makes sense for your life. To begin to free yourself from these expectations, ask yourself, what do I really want for myself? And what are my values? This reflection helps you identify what is truly important and make decisions that are more aligned with your life purpose. By doing this, you create a life that is yours, not an attempt to live up to what others expect. Sleep is one of the main allies in detoxifying the mind, but it is often neglected amid the rush of everyday life. During sleep, our brain processes information, organizes memories, and eliminates toxins accumulated throughout the day. A bad night's sleep not only affects our physical energy, but also impairs mental clarity and ability to concentrate. Having an adequate sleep routine with regular sleeping and waking times helps regulate the circadian cycle and improve the quality of rest. Avoiding the use of electronic devices before bed and creating a dark and quiet room in the room are practices that can facilitate deeper and repairing sleep. Practice meditation or reading lights before bedtime can also help slow down the mind and prepare the body for rest. When we take care of sleep, we are directly investing in mental health and our general well-being. The rested mind is better able to deal with stress and to focus on daily activities. Valuing sleep is a simple but powerful step to detoxify the mind and improve the quality of life. The environment around us has a direct impact on how we feel. A disorganized space with excessive objects and stimuli can create a feeling of mental chaos. On the other hand, an organized and harmonious environment promotes a sense of peace and well-being, facilitating the detoxification of the mind. To create a space that favors calm, start with the basics. Eliminate what is not necessary and organize what is left functionally. Practices like minimalism can be useful in this process, helping to maintain only what really brings value to your daily life. In addition, incorporating elements of nature, such as plants and natural lighting, can create a more relaxing atmosphere. The choice of colors and the arrangement of furniture also has an important role in creating a lighter environment. Soft and neutral shades bring a sense of tranquility, while excess vibrant colors can generate a sense of agitation. By creating an environment that reflects peace and organization, you favor a quieter mind and prepared for everyday challenges. Emotional resilience is the ability to recover from difficult times and adapt positively to adversity. Studies show that this ability is crucial to mental health, as it helps us better deal with stress and overcome challenges without letting ourselves down. Resilience is not an innate feature, but something that can be developed with healthy practices and habits. One of the keys to strengthen resilience is the practice of self-pity. It is kind of kindness and understanding in difficult times helps us face difficulties in the lighter and more balanced way. In addition, cultivating a social support network with friends and family that support us is essential to facing the ups and downs of life. Another important point is the ability to restructure negative thoughts, turning them into learning. Instead of focusing only on the negative aspects of a situation, resilience teaches us to seek growth opportunities that may arise from challenges. This approach makes the mind more flexible and ready to deal with the inevitable changes of life. Exercise is widely known for its benefits to the body, but its influence on mental health is equally powerful. The regular practice of physical activities stimulates the production of endorphins, hormones that generate sensations of pleasure and well-being. In addition, exercise helps reduce cortisol levels, stress hormone, bringing a sense of relief and relaxation. Activities such as running, yoga, and dance not only benefit the body, but they are also true remedies for the mind. They help reduce anxiety, improve mood, and increase energy to face everyday tasks. Exercise is also a form of moving meditation, where you focus on body movements and set aside worries. Incorporating routine exercise is an effective way to detoxify the mind and improve quality of life. It is not necessary to spend hours at the gym. Small moments of movement throughout the day, such as an outdoor walk or stretching in the morning, make a big difference. The important thing is to find an activity that you like and fit your routine. Creating small daily challenges is a fun and effective way to train your mind to deal with anxiety and develop resilience. These challenges can be simple, such as spending a few minutes without checking your phone, grateful to wake up, or devoting time to a pleasure-friendly hobby. The goal is to get out of the comfort zone and create new habits that contribute to a stronger and calmer mind. By establishing these challenges, you begin to realize that small daily changes have a big impact on your well-being. They help keep the mind focused on something positive and create a feeling of conquest, even difficult days. In addition, daily challenges may also include moments of disconnection, such as spending an afternoon away from social networks or walking without the electronic device company. Consistency is the key to reaping the benefits of these challenges. It's not a matter of achieving perfection, but of committing to the process and celebrating each progress, however small. These little steps are an invitation to get out of the autopilot and live more consciously and balanced. Mentally exhaustive days are inevitable, but knowing how to recover from them is essential to maintaining emotional balance. After facing an intense workday or dealing with personal problems, it is essential to devote time to take care of yourself and recharge your energies. This self-care can be what differentiates the recovery from a prolonged feeling of exhaustion. An effective way to rise is to create a relaxation ritual at the end of the day. This may include taking a hot shower, listening to a quiet song, or reading a book that helps slow down. These activities help the mind to disconnect from the rapid pace and prepare the body for a repairing rest. Another important tip is to practice self-pity. Remember that they have every difficult days and that it is normal not to be at your best. Give yourself the permission to rest without guilt and resume your strength in your own time. With these practices, you learn to better deal with moments of mental tiredness and rise more easily. Self-knowledge is one of the pillars to achieve a state of mental and emotional balance. Knowing yourself allows you to better understand your emotional triggers, your needs, and limits. This understanding is critical to creating a life more aligned with their values and to avoid unnecessary stress. The practice of self-knowledge can start simply, with daily reflections on how you felt in different situations. Keep a personal diary or ask questions like, "What made me happy today?" or "Why did this situation bother me?" These are ways to explore your emotions. Over time, you start to identify patterns and better understand your reactions. The more you know yourself, the more you can manage your emotions effectively and make decisions that contribute to your well-being. Self-knowledge brings clarity about what you want and what you need to leave behind, facilitating the process of mental detoxification. This is a continuous journey, but which brings lasting rewards to your mental health. Mantras and positive statements are powerful tools for reprogramming the mind and creating new thinking patterns. By repeating phrases that reinforce your qualities and goals, you change the way you see yourself and the world around you. This practice helps replace self-sabotaging thoughts with a more constructive and empowered mindset. To start using mantras, choose phrases that resonate with your goals and needs, such as, "I am able to overcome any challenge," or "I deserve to live a full and happy life." Repeat these sentences daily, preferably in times of tranquility, such as waking up or before bed. Over time, these words become a new way of thinking, more aligned with their desires. Mantras can also be used at times of anxiety, helping to bring the mind back to the present and reduce the impact of negative thoughts. They act as anchors, which keep you focused on your strength and potential. With practice and consistency, mantras become a valuable resource to keep their minds balanced and positive. Moments of uncertainty and pressure are part of life, but learning to keep calm in these situations is a skill that can be developed. When we do not know what to expect, our mind tends to worry excessively about the future, generating anxiety. Learning to deal with uncertainty more smoothly is essential to protecting mental health. One way to keep calm is to focus on what is at your control, instead of worrying about external factors. Ask yourself, what can I do now to improve this situation? This helps redirect your energy to concrete actions, instead of getting stuck in worries that lead nowhere. In addition, deep breathing techniques and mindfulness practice help calm the mind and bring focus back on the present moment. These practices allow you to observe the situation more objectively, avoiding impulsive reactions. By learning to keep calm, you become more resilient and prepared to face the challenges that life brings. Pauses are fundamental to a healthy and productive mind, but in a society that values the rush, we often feel guilty of stopping. However, breaks are times when our mind has the opportunity to rest, reorganize information, and recover focus. They are essential to maintaining long-term productivity and avoiding mental exhaustion. Even short breaks from 5 to 10 minutes can have a big impact on your well-being. Raise from the chair, take some fresh air, or simply close your eyes and breathe deeply already helps relieve tension. These small interruptions throughout the day help keep your mind fresh and prepared to face next tasks. In addition to daily breaks, it is important to plan longer rest moments, such as a weekend away from work or vacation. This allows the mind to completely disconnect from worries and recharge the energies. To value breaks is to value your mental health and your general well-being. The thoughts we have before bed can directly influence sleep quality and our mental health. It is often at this moment that repetitive concerns and thoughts come, making relaxation difficult. Learning to manage these thoughts is critical to having a quiet and repairing night's sleep. One way to calm the mind before bed is to create a relaxation routine. Turn off electronic devices at least 30 minutes before bedtime and devote this time to activities that help slow down, such as reading a book or doing guided meditation. This helps reduce mental stimulation and prepare the body for rest. Another tip is to keep a notebook by the bed to write down any concern that arises right now. By placing thoughts on paper, you take their emotional charge and release your mind to focus on sleep. With these simple practices, it is possible to transform bedtime into a moment of peace and reconnect with your well-being. To have a growth mindset is to believe that your skills and intelligence can be developed with effort and practice. This way of thinking helps us to face challenges as learning opportunities, rather than seeing them as barriers. This makes us more resilient and prepared to face the ups and downs of life. A growth mindset involves accepting that failure is part of the process of evolution. Instead of discouraging the mistakes, try to learn from each experience and look for ways to improve. This approach helps us to face obstacles with more confidence and to see difficulties as natural steps on the way. To cultivate this mindset, it is important to celebrate small progress and value effort rather than focusing only on results. By believing in your evolution potential, you strengthen your motivation and become more persevering. This positive and open view of learning is essential for those seeking detoxifying the mind and growing in person. Mental detox is a continuous process that requires dedication and patience, but brings deep and lasting benefits to life. By adopting self-knowledge, mindfulness practices, and learning to better deal with daily pressures, you approach a quieter and more balanced mind. It is a path that requires effort, but brings rewards like inner peace and a new look at life. The personal development journey is unique for each person, but everyone can start with small steps that make a big difference. By devoting yourself to mind care, you not only improve your quality of life, but it also becomes a stronger and more resilient version of yourself. With every thought you free and every healthy habit you adopt, you approach a lighter and fullest life. Now that you know these strategies to detoxify your mind, it's time to put it into practice. Remember that the transformation begins with a decision, and that each effort has a renewed mind. What are you waiting to take the first step towards a more balanced and happy life?